Hello, everybody, and I'm up early this morning to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters with the Hedgehog there. And hello, how are you doing?
Hello everyone, I'm doing good. So glad to be here again and doing live with you. So
Mm-hmm.
today we talk about this seemingly innocent Netflix anime movie that took the world by storm recently. That Anchor mentioned already, K-pop Demon Hunters. Who should start talking about this movie? Maybe you. Maybe you start talking about what this movie is and when it came out and stuff like that.
Mm, I heard about it through an online friend group I'm in. They they were talking about the movie and asking if I wanted to see it, and I said I wasn't really sure. Then I decided to check it out because it seemed like everyone was talking about it. And I gotta say, it's definitely one of the more beautiful looking animated movies of the year for sure. It has like the feel of Spider Verse and other animes out there.
Yeah, and like same with me. Like for me, in terms of K-pop, others, it's the thing that that while in terms of like recently, if anyone follows my channel, and then I recently got into Arcane League of Legends, and that's because my friends really said I really should watch that show, and I did. I really enjoyed it. And in terms of K-pop Demon Hunters, it's again that everyone online was talking about. Like the movie came out, I think, in June this year or something like that, and like straight up, it became like very popular, very insanely popular. Like it was insane how it became popular, seemingly out of nowhere. And I thought I don't like gonna watch it because I'm not into K-pop, I'm not into Korean pop, I'm not into that kind of music, those bands that there are. Because it's based on K-pop, and K-pop, like I said, it's Korean pop. It's mostly on those boy bands, girl bands, and stuff like that. And I'm not into this. I was never into K-pop, so I was like, why I should watch this. And then I heard that this movie is just because it's called K-pop. How that doesn't mean it's not actually good. And as honestly, if you're not into K-pop, I'm gonna tell you now, if you're not into K-pop, you will enjoy this movie because like it stands on its own. It just uses K-pop, that type of vibe and music as the background or as like a tool to do this story. But honestly, everything in here is original. And honestly, like I watched it and I don't remember how long, how much I had so much fun. Like I had this movie, I had so much fun with this movie. I can't recall how long it was since I had so much fun with an anime movie. So yeah, like like I watched it because it was very popular online, and generally I wasn't disappointed because it was so good. But anyway, maybe let's do it again. Should I take the story? What is the story of this movie, or you gonna do it?
Uh, the story is about a group of like singers who they're like a part of a band called the K-pops, and they fight demons, and they got like and mm, yeah, then I think that's the story.
Yeah, well, that's the like short story, but the longer story is kind of more complicated. Maybe I'm gonna like expand on what you said because long ago, before the time had a name, the first Spinjitzu master created. Oh, sorry, wrong story. Not to mention Ninjago is based in Japanese folklore, while K-pop Demon Hunters is Korean. So never mind. So let's start beginning. So backstory of this in this movie is that long ago in Korea and it's implied that in the entire world, demons were running around, stealing everyone's souls and stuff like that, until three female warriors vanquished them into the demon world. And also, it turns out that these three female warriors were also beautiful singers, and their songs that they're singing basically brought people together and basically created happiness around the world. And that happiness and positive energy created Hunmun, which is kind of like this shield, invisible shield around the world that keeps the world safe from the demon invasions. And over the course of centuries and generations, if each generation there was one group of these of the singers that use their the singing voice and their fighting skills to protect the world from the demon invasion. And the main group on this movie we follow the K-pop group named Huntrix, which is kind of three girls, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, and they are the best singers in the world. They have millions of fans. They have beautiful voices. They fight demons by night while being K-pop group by day. And it seems they're on top of the things, they're on top of the world, and soon they're gonna do final big song that's gonna seal the whole moon or that shield forever, and demons are gonna be permanently vanquished to the hell or whatever the dimension is. But then when the girls think that are on the top, the demon king named Gima sends his most trusted demon Gino and other with basically demon boy band to basically fight fire with fire. And that's basically the crux of the entire conflict of this movie. Not to mention that we learned that Rumi, the leader basically of Huntrix group, it has basically a secret that she is kind of a demon herself, but not quite, because her mother was a human, but her father was a demon, and that's why she is a human, but she also has these markings or tattoos on her hands and skin, like tattoos or kind of symbols, a symbol that she's a part of a demon. Like, because every time that demon masquerades as a human in this movie, it has like tattoos or those kind of markings their skin. So it's kind of like that. And she tries to keep it secret, but things get a little bit more complicated, and basically the world will be at stake, and the friendship of those three girls we put into the test. So that's basically the whole story, background, the story of K-pop Demon Hunters. And yeah, honestly, like maybe I'm gonna first what I think about the story, because the story, I think it's simple, it's straightforward, but it's very nicely written, very nicely told. Because it's a kids movie, so we're not gonna expect like very dark or mature story like in Arcane or other anime maybe projects what those. But honestly, despite this being for, I don't know, 10 to 12-year-old demographic, it still treats the audience seriously. It still treats kids seriously. And honestly, like, generally, this story is very nicely written. It has wholesome characters, wholesome message, amazing action, amazing animation. Gonna get to later, and a very interesting twist. So basically, every component that makes this a kids movie, but also a kids movie that adults or teens can enjoy, are here, and it's pretty awesome to watch. So yeah, I think the story generally is very strong here, despite being simple and maybe being as not complex compared to Arcane or other things I've watched recently. But it doesn't need it to be, and I think they really did amazing story. But what do you think about the story in this movie? Do you think the same what I said here, or I have different stance on that?
Mm. Are you asking what I think of the story?
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's good because I don't know. I like how it explores the demon hunters and their backstory, and I like how they're professional singers, and I think it really works well as a team. And I think its style of animation when they fight the demons looks really well done, and I really like the crowds of people and when they do have their concerts because it looks like something out of Spider Verse when we do see like the crowds of people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you're right. Like, speaking, like you said about Spider Verse a lot, and I think that's a good comparison, because I think K-pop Demon Hunters is another of those animated projects that really took influence from Spider Verse. Like, honestly, now when I look at Spider Verse in 2018, on that first one, like Into the Spider Verse, I really start to appreciate even more how that movie was so influential. Like generally, people we know that Pixar, like everyone kind of shit on Pixar and Disney recently in terms of animation stuff like that. And while I don't say all of those arguments are valid, I agree that maybe their style and maybe their approach kind of got a little bit stale, and that's why Spider Verse in 2018 was kind of like breath of fresh air. and because of that, studios of course try to copy it. Sometimes it's kind of boring, but honestly most of the times I've seen I are really great like expansions of what's into the Spider-Verse approach, with that stylized animation, with that kind of choppy kind of jumpy movement that and frame rate that maybe is slower, but it kind of exudes more action sequences because of it. And it's kind of comic book art style, or kind of like this framing of comic book art style in the animation really worked for Spider-Verse, and other movies and shows took an influence for that. Like of course sequel to Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, was even more ambitious and insane experience than an original one. Like Arcane League of Legends also took influence a lot from Spider-Verse. Like the animation was mostly like considered, but but in Arcane there's also a lot of stylized animation. There's a lot of stylized sequences, moments, stuff like that. And K-pop Demon Hunters are another example that Spider-Verse style animation, because like I said, the frame rate here is like kind of jumpy, but it's used to exaggerate the movements of the fight scenes or the characters. Animation is like very stylized. Like I said, the crowds that we see really look like Spider-Verse, how they are animated, how they are presented. And but also what they added in this movie are kind of those like anime exaggerated expressions of the characters that, if you remember, or I think you know and you remember it, you watched Teen Titans from 2003 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2012, that one that aired on Nickelodeon. There's like they were using this anime like expressive and reactions, like eyes popping up, there are like mouths expanding, there are like kind of like those kind of exaggerated reactions. And the K-pop hunters are using these types of expressions very very frequently, and it kind of gives this movie its own vibe, its own flair, despite like being, like I said, inspired by Into the Spider-Verse. Like I said, I think it's Into the Spider-Verse really is will be one of the most influential anime movie ever made, simply because how much new anime projects, like I said, a sequel to Across the Spider-Verse, also Arcane, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and now K-pop Hunters. How many of those successful animated reinterpretations or new projects really took inspiration from that Spider-Man movie? So yeah, like animation definitely is Into the Spider-Verse mixed with those Teen Titans and TMNT 2012 anime exaggerated reactions for the characters. So yeah, like definitely it's really Spider-Verse influence, and I agree with what you're saying here.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think of the 2012 Turtles having also being similar to this animation. I mean, maybe the CGI
Mm.
is similar, since that was a 3D animated show, and I think this was a 3D
Yeah, like
animation as well.
yeah, it's kind of like this combine of the 2D and like 3D animation. It is so freaking good. And like speaking of like animation, like, let's maybe talk about the characters, because like characters in this movie are so fun to watch. Like honestly, like all of the characters here are so nicely done, and maybe they are not like the most complex characters that you can find, but like it's the same with Sonic characters, that you don't need them to be like the most complex characters in order to still be complex and be fun to watch. Like the main group, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, they are so wholesome to watch, they are so fun together, they are so wholesome to watch, they are so expressive, they are so fun to watch, and each of them have unique personality. Like Rumi is the leader of the group, and she's basically a workaholic that she does, and she needs to chill out, and also that she has this dark secret that she tries to keep a secret, because she thinks that the other the two her friends will not agree, will not can accept her, that she is part of demon kinda. Zoe is kinda is the glue that holds the team together. She's so optimistic. She tries to. She's so expressive. She's so is so fun, so cute, and adorable, and she just wants to spend all the time with them. And Mira is like the tough on the exterior, but soft on the interior kind of character. And can I just say that Huntrix is kind of like Sonic, Team Sonic from Sonic 3? Like generally, like Rumi is Sonic, Zoe is Tails, and Mira is Knuckles. Like that, basically the same character traits, are the same character roles. I'm not saying they are the same, but I'm saying that they are very similar. And just how much I love the dynamic of Team Sonic in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I love the dynamic of Huntrix in this in this movie, honestly. But like, you also enjoyed them. You also think they are awesome characters.
Yeah, I like their style of the outfits they wear. I think it suits them well. And yeah, I kind of see your point about this Team Sonic vibe. Oh, you still there? Hmm. You still there? Hmm. Anyway, I'll just say it when I think of the characters. I think the main lady. I'm so sorry if I don't remember their name. Oh, he left. I think he's probably gonna try to come back on. But anyway, I think the main trio is like really well done. I think I like the girl with the red hair. She's like the the brooding one of the group, and yeah. So sorry if I don't remember their names. The main leader of the group, I definitely think she has the most characterization. Where I think she's revealed to be working with one of the demon hunters when we do meet them later in the movie. Oh,
It's sorry, I'm back. It's on my on. It's, sorry, it's my internet connection on my end. So sorry for the unapproved break, if you would call it that. So you hear me okay now?
yeah,
Yeah, so sorry everyone for that. I don't know, it's my internet connection on my end. I'm sorry for that. But anyway, like I said, Bobby is the interesting guy, a really fun character. K-pop producer that is not a piece of shit. You can tell this movie is fiction. So yeah, but other characters that are like other characters, like I think other characters that are important. Like I think three characters are important here. There is Celine, which is basically mentor of the Huntrix group in this movie, and she's not a lot in this movie, but it's kind of interesting that she kind of like made her, because after Rumi's mom died, she took upon herself to raise her, and she said that Rumi needs to hide herself and her true self from the world, and that she will not be accepted by them, and they need to finally seal the full moon, and then those markers will be gone and she'll be free. But at the end, it turns out that this wasn't a good thing. That this thing that she forced Rumi to hide it kind of made Rumi more miserable, to the point that she lost her voice, because keeping the secret and like that inside of you is not it's not very good. And kind of interesting that Rumi kind of latches out on her at the end, that and that Celine, that she doesn't fully love her. Maybe it will be expanded sequel, I don't know, we'll see about that. We have, of course, main antagonist, if you're gonna say his name, which is a leader of that demon boy band named Gino. Gino is a very interesting character. That at first he seems to be a like kind of cool, mean bad boy, but then we kind of Rumi actually talks with him, and he actually seems like he's not fully evil, and that he says that long ago he was a very poor person, and he wanted to help his family and stuff like that. So that the demon King Gima give him an offer that he will have a better life, but then everything, of course, went to hell, because when you deal with the devil, always everything always will collapse. So yeah, but then of course it turns out that it was kind of a lie, that he actually left his family in order to pursue his career on the in the the castle in terms of the music. So yeah, it's like kind of like it was very bad mistake that he did, and he thinks that he's no redemption for it and stuff like. But Rumi actually convinces him that he doesn't have to listen to Gima, that he can actually make his own choices, and he doesn't have to do the Demon King's bidding. And at the end, he sacrifices himself, and it's like honestly like it was a very nicely done character arc. Very he's like Gino is very sympathetic character, because while he did a big mistake and very selfish thing, well, we learn he's still really he's still we still feel sorry for him, and his redemption at the end. I don't know if he died at the end, but I think he generally he sacrificed himself, and with that he redeemed himself. So yeah, it's definitely he was. And then lastly but not least, the main and villain, definitely the main villain, Demon King Guima. He's not a lot in the, he like a good, honestly, a good powerful antagonist, and that kind of like this overlord type character. He's not in this movie much, but when he shows up, he steals the scene. I like the design, like he's basically kind of this fire mouth of the demon, and it's kind of awesome, and he has also some personality that's not just kind of like this kind of this powerful indestructible being that just wants to rule the world because he's evil. No, I mean he is, but it's kind of like his nice personality. And the fact I was so shocked, while all of the VAs here are voice actors I don't recognize. I mean, maybe the main girls are related to K-pop, but I'm not fully sure. But the Gima was voiced by Lee Byung-hun. I hope he wrote his name right. And that actor is so well known, because like everyone knows him now as the frontman from Squid Game. But also, like he was in a lot of movies. Like he was in Terminator Genesis as a T-1000. He was in G.I. Joe live action movies as Storm Shadow, and I think he was in Train to Busan. I don't know. He was in a lot of movies, and like it's so insane how in both American and Korean movies that actor is freaking everywhere. So yeah, I was so shocked. Like, yo, this is frontman. Like, holy crap. But yeah, like all the characters, like Huntrix are the best characters here, but a lot of background characters. There are characters that are basically secondary characters in this story. There is a lot of great characters. There's a lot of nicely written characters. Maybe they're not as complex, like for example in Arcane. Yeah, I'm comparing everything to Arcane now because I've watched Arcane recently. I fell in love with it, but I really enjoyed the character work here. So yeah, what do you think about the characters I just said here? What do you think about them?
I like the main dude who's against the demon hunters, but he later uh has a sort of romance with the main lady. And
Yes.
their songs are really catchy too. The soda pop song.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that song was stuck in my head for a little bit.
Yep, same here. Exactly. So
Hmm.
yeah. So it's like speaking about, so yeah, we should talk about, because this is an anime musical, like not in the traditional sense, because there are basically a thing that there are songs that are like pre-recorded, but they are like used to tell the story in most of the cases, and like these songs are so freaking good. Like I said, I'm not into K-pop, I'm not into those types of music, but holy crap, this soundtrack is so masterful. Like holy shit, like honestly there's a lot of songs that you stuck in with, like opening song, how it's done, like is straight up banger opening, how sets the tone of the story. Like I heard that the first song, that when the Huntrix jumps out the plane and they're like at their first concert, was recorded many times in order to get it right, and I generally think they really nailed it. And I honestly love their introduction of that entire vibe of the beginning. And honestly, another comparison to Team Sonic, like they jump off the plane to concert, and Team Sonic and Sonic 3 jump out of the helicopter to the battle. It's like Sonic similarities here are so freaking massive, but like similarities maybe why I resonate with that story later. But also there is a lot of, like, of course, the song that I think the most viral was Golden, and that song, well, it's Golden. That song is beautiful, amazingly done. Rumi has the most vocals in that song, and she sounds amazing here. And that song actually went platinum, and it was the first girl group song that actually went number one in platinum in over, I think, 2 decades. So it was like wow, that was so. I mean, and yeah, you mentioned the main villain song first, Soda Pop. That yeah, it stuck with my gut. Where like it was meant to be annoying. It was meant to be the villain song that you were not supposed to be singing, but it's so freaking drilled into my head. I cannot I cannot get out of my head. Please help me. And like there's a couple, some other examples of the songs, like the song of the members at the end, final main song, which is an idol, which I think will be cool allegory about idolizing some people and stuff like that. Like they can basically idolizing some unhealthy, idolizing some people can really literally steal your soul. So that's kind of just allegory. And of course, final song at the end that is basically goes from hopeless to amazing at the end. It's straight up from Sonic the Hedgehog. That in terms of finales, that at first finale seems hopeless, but then Sonic beats the entity, that big powerful entity, and everything is all right. Everything is back to normal. So yeah, the songs really tell the story in this movie, and songs of their own are like amazing. But with the context of the movies that are so freaking awesome, and this might be one of the best musicals I've seen. Like I don't know if it's fully musical, because honestly it's kind of like a kind of like a music video type musical, that it's not that the songs are like organic and simple like that. It's most like there are like song in the universe, and are like kind of push the story forward. So kind of like this kind of music video style musical, this is kind of songs, but I think it really works, and I think they're generally awesome. So yeah, music, it's fantastic, and songs are fun. I need to buy soundtrack for that. And like for Arcane and this, I need to buy soundtracks, because music in both of these anime projects is so freaking awesome. I'm definitely gonna agree with that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easily the most memorable soundtrack I've heard in a while.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think another thing that I need to say is that about what I said, I said a lot. I think I need to like wrap up my point. I'm saying that really, a lot of this movie reminds me of something. Maybe but the reason why maybe I really resonate with this story, because outside of Rumi's struggles, because like I said, Rumi's the main girl's her struggle is that like I said, she was said that she needs to hide her markings, that she is half demon, and she needs to, because she won't be accepted. At the end she is accepted, and not to mention that because she was hiding her friendship was almost destroyed by it. So it was kind of a nice allegory about some people being, I don't know, other orientation, or other, or having some other things that they need to be because they are feared they'll not be accepted and stuff like that. Like it's giving current times, it's a very relevant issue, and I generally love her. That I imagine how Ruby took a lot much too much on herself, and she was basically workaholic. I relate to doing too much and then being so exhausted from it. So yeah, definitely I relate to that thing. But the comparisons I did, that Sonic, we already said that Hunchik's personality and relationship is really similar to Team Sonic's. I'm not saying it was intentional. I think it was just kind of a funny coincidence that it's really similar vibe, similar. But also, the story has a lot of similar vibes with Sonic, with them being at the end basically having super form and defeating the powerful evil. And Sonic is no stranger to going into super forms and defeating Eldritch, or like ancient monstrosity that wants to destroy humanity and stuff like that. But also, I have also similarities with Give This, My Little Pony, Quiz Girls, Rainbow Rocks. And no, I'm not a brony, but I'm saying that I watched MLP when I was younger. What I watched a lot of stuff, not just that, okay? And it really reminds me of Rainbow Rocks, because Rainbow Rocks also had similar story with basically main group of characters going against the group of evil singers that are basically sucking people's soul or other energy, basically. So it was kind of really similar in terms of that. But I think this movie, I mean, Rainbow was great, but this one is even greater because of that. I think extra layer in the story stuff like. So yeah, like there's a lot of elements in the story that are very similar and yet fresh, because like I said, it's new IP, new story, new characters. So it's like doing something that was already done, but also giving a new spin and creating something new in the process. So yeah, I think that was my point. That's maybe why this story very resonated with me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like its themes goes really well with this movie. And like I do like the finale of the movie
Mhm. Yeah.
where it's like in a huge crowd and like during a concert and they're able to defeat the demon.
Mm, yeah, yeah, like I say, and it's not only because like I said, now I also love this finale just because I love the song that is basically like I said, going from hopeless to being optimistic and ultimately victorious, and also how with the song the girls reunite, they accept their flaws, stuff like that, and like I said, the Gino sacrifices himself for Rumi. That he says that actually she saved his soul and stuff like that. And the demon is defeated. I don't know if Gino dies and if the demon is killed. Like he's destroyed, but I don't know if he is fully can you even kill him fully? So I don't know. Maybe he was destroyed, or maybe he was sent back to Netherrealm or hell, whatever their dimension is, and he will become back in the sequel. I mean, I heard they are making sequels, so I hope that. But then, yeah, that finale was straight up Sonic finale, and maybe Rainbow Rocks finale. That the basic girls going with singing, they're going in super form, and there are basically like I said, this defeating the demon with the power of song, singing, and friendship. And that's so wholesome and so amazing. Like I said, that final song was so beautiful, and yeah, like finale was amazing. I agree with that. But honestly, like a lot of honestly, after I finished this movie, I had that feeling like, what, that's it? I want more. Like generally, I don't remember animated movie that I had so much fun with. And when it finished or like end credits started to roll, I was saying, wait, that's it? I want more. Yeah, like I want more. And I think they are planning sequels. So yeah, go for it. Like I was thinking if this movie needs a sequel because sorry, it's kind of completed the main struggles completely. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that are still open. Like for example, like I said, we don't know if Gino is dead. We don't know if Giwa, the main villain, is dead. We don't know fully about there are at the beginning we get basically quick lore dump about the three girls' past, but we don't explore them. Maybe in the sequel it will be nice to explore their relationship with their families, with their past and stuff like that. And we don't know if that human is fully sealed, if the demons are gone or stuff like that. Since Rumi still has her markings, so I think it's not. So like I said, that entire thing with that with Celine, that she kind of tried to hide Rumi's markings, and she kind of like didn't fully accept her. So I guess that will be explored. Will have been like explored aftermath of that as well. So yeah, like on one hand, we kind of skeptical about sequel, but on the other hand, I really enjoy it. I want more. Damn it! So yeah, like I'm not I'm looking forward to the sequels that are apparently in the works because this has potential to be one of the best animated trilogy next to Spider-Verse now. So yeah, but we'll see about that how it goes. For now,
Hmm.
yeah, but for now I can happy to say that this movie was amazing.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
hope they do a sequel. I was surprised I was able to watch this movie.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Same here. And honestly, I think we should talk about some other thing that this movie unfortunately. Not movie particular, but overall discourse around this movie. Like generally, this discourse in this movie overall is positive. Like everyone is loving it, critics loving it, fans loving it, audiences loving it, kids are loving it. Like I said, this movie came out in June and took over the world by storm. His main song Golden went platinum. Creators were so shocked how this movie became popular. Yeah, I don't blame them because like this movie looked so innocent and nothing like truly special, and then turned out to be so freaking special. And then it took us to the point that it had recently theatrical release, 2 day theatrical release that really broke the box office. And in those 2 days, I don't think it was around me, so I'm sad that I wasn't able to experience. But hey, maybe in the future we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and generally discuss this movie. However, there is of course a group of people, and we are entering political stuff here because of course we're entering chat territory because chat grifters and all those people who are like really trying to destroy media criticism. And they already ruined media criticism, giving how I say like, despite, for example, Thunderbolts, Superman, and Fantastic Four being well received, some people are really wants to convince you that these movies were bad and they were flops, which they were not. Like, sure, Thunderbolts underperformed. But Superman, no. Superman was a success financially, maybe not a big success, but it was success. And Fantastic Four also was a success, was maybe not $1 billion success, but money is not what matters. Quality is what matters. Both of those movies were like news, really returned comic book movies to the glory, and they will make a lot of money on VOD, Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Blu-ray and DVD sales. So I don't know why these types of people want to convince that these movies are sucks, but are suck of like because they personally didn't like. Well, if you don't personally like them, that's fine. But when you try to convince me that these movies are bad, that I'm not saying I want. I'm saying you're saying that because their movies are bad, or because either you or say don't like them personally, which is absolutely fine. I don't generally do not care if you love them or hate these movies, or that or you basically repeat talking points that these YouTubers chats, which ones basically try to force you to say stuff like that, because that's what I draw the line. And with K-pop Demon Hunters is honestly kind of like this another thing that I already said, that people are kind of shitting on Disney and Pixar recently. I mean, Alex, I'm not saying that there are like not valid criticism. I really think Disney really overdid the game of revitalizing old franchises, doing sequels, remakes, and stuff like that. Like these chats are saying, oh, this. I'm saying we were saying that Disney is doing too much remakes since at least 2013. So you are not in the conversation, new in the conversation here. Just because you made it more toxic doesn't mean you are first to admit that, yeah, Disney was making too much remakes even back then, before quote unquote woke thing happened, whatever woke means now. But yeah, but yeah, with K-pop, but honestly, like with Pixar, I think generally people are too harsh. Yeah, Elio was fine. Honestly, people are way too harsh. Definitely, I heard there was a lot of things that was cut from the movie, and you can tell about it. But honestly, like generally, I think people should at least support that original movie, because the only language that company understood is money, and if original movie it doesn't make money, then they're gonna make more sequels. I mean, giving Inside Out 2 made $1 billion, and Moana 2, that's from Disney, also made $1 billion. Then don't be shocked that they are doing more sequels and remakes, because people don't want to show it up to original movies. I mean, I kind of get it, because prices are so extreme now that I don't blame them to wait everything out for them. I mean, I can afford to go to cinema so much, but just because me or you can do it doesn't mean I don't know I don't like I know there are a lot of people that can't afford to go to theaters so much that they have to be selective. So also this combination of that, and so I think so yeah. So in terms of Disney underperforming, is mix of Disney Plus pricing and that audiences are finally tired of remakes and stuff like that. So no, it's not to be because of woke or whatever stuff like that. And I'm going over this, but I'm going with specifically because Pixar, I think, still can do awesome stuff. And K-pop Demon Hunters is a breath of fresh air. Definitely is a new stuff. It is a new stuff. Definitely something unique. Like I said, just like Spider-Verse in 2018, K-pop Demon Hunters is something new, is something interesting, something new, something fresh, and that's what's really needed. But I hate how these types of people are trying to compare girl bosses, aka the girls who are actually capable and awesome characters, and they're trying to say, oh, K-pop Demon Hunters is the way to do, while Disney girl bosses are terrible. And I was saying, this is exactly the same thing what Disney is doing. K-pop Demon Hunters has exactly the same structure, the same ideas, the same thing. Only difference is it's not made by Disney, it's made by Netflix and Sony Animation. And if this movie was made by Disney, I can guarantee you these types of people will say that this is another woke disaster, and no matter how people are loving that, will try to convince you that it's actually flop. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they want to try to cope, but anyway. But yeah, so like I'm just sick and tired of these double standards, that they are saying one thing, like oh girl bosses or Mary Sue's are bad, but then they see actually female characters that will definitely qualify for Mary Sue or girl boss category. They're just saying, oh no, this is the thing we want to see. Like this is exactly the 90% female characters that Disney is doing. And like I said, I'm just sorry, I'm going on a tangent, kind of like all off topic here, but I just wanted to get it out there that I'm tired. I'm tired and sick and tired of these frauds, these pariahs on culture, that they don't give a single crap about the art form, about expressions, about about the artistic expression, about hidden messages, about hidden themes. No, they just want to farm outrage, get clicks, and in worst case, they'll just straight up have really concerning outlooks on certain groups. So sorry, yeah, rant over. But anyway, we will think about it because, like I said, kind of political. Sorry for getting political, but at the end of the day, it's inescapable. And I'm saying, I'm not. I didn't start this fight. People, they did it by comparing Elliot to K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know why, given that there are two different things, two different types of animation. Only thing related to them that this is animated, and that's it. So, yeah, but I don't know. What do you think about that? What I just said.
I don't like the chuds. I When they use woke, it doesn't really mean anything anymore. And people say I don't know what woke is. I'm like, I do. It's just means I don't understand why being socially aware is a bad thing to people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they probably are gonna say the typical, oh, this movie is woke because there's strong women in it, and I'm like, how is the women being strong bad?
Yeah, exactly. And like honestly, like another thing that I wanted to compare, I was saying to that, I think no one is saying about that if a show called Kim Possible came out today, it will also be called woke again. Because think about it, in Kim Possible, we also have main character is a is a 16-year-old girl who just so happens to know martial arts, backflips. She is cheerleader. Everyone likes her. She's popular. She is loved by everyone. She's a crime fighting superhero that she stops super villains, and yet somehow she doesn't have a secret identity, and everyone just accepts the fact that she is normal high school teenager while also being basically superhero or spy, super spy that stops villains around the world. And so it's like this is the definition of Mary Sue by these people. And and not to mention that her her friend or unstoppable that later she develops feelings for. She in the first seasons he's a butt of a joke. He is basically the pitch of the show was that Kim Possible she can do anything, or Unstoppable he can do anything. He was a butt of the joke that he always kind of got in her way, and yet she kind of brought him on missions, and sometimes accidentally he helped save the day. So this would be called woke definitely if that show came out this now and not in 2002. And the same thing K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Huntrix, the main three girls, they are just destined to be powerful. They're destined to be great fighters. Everyone loves them. Everyone adores them. They are like the best girl group in the world, and the main villains are the boys. Literally the main villains are boys, the boy band. So it's like, and main antagonist Gino redeems himself because of the main female character. It's like this is exactly what these chats would be complaining about if this was made by Disney. But it's not made by Disney, so they could pretend like it's a totally different thing. While in actuality, it's exactly the same thing that they were complaining about since at least 2021. And like I said, I'm sick and tired of these pariahs on culture that they're trying to destroy, that they destroyed media criticism, that you can't go a single minute online with saying, oh, I generally like this movie, I generally love Superman, I generally love Fantastic Four, I'm excited for Mandalorian and Grogu trailer because that trailer just came out is also, and I'm already seeing Disney shields saying that this is also saying like, so we cannot enjoy things anymore, so we cannot say anything, so we can say anything positive anymore. Like I absolutely despise these types of YouTubers that or commentators. Because like I said, they destroyed online culture, they destroyed media criticism, and they have so many double standards that it's freaking shocking that there are still people who support them and repeat their talking points, which is insane. But I'm not. But I many of times I don't understand what some people actually have in their heads. So yeah, so sorry for the, because this was kind of rant on this, but I'm just saying that I'm really sick and tired of these types of commentators. Like I'm not getting into even into political battlefield. I'm not talking about what thing happened recently. I'm not trying. I'm not gonna be indoctrinated. I'm not going to go into this political battlefield. I'm not brave enough for politics, like Obi-Wan said, but but generally, I think they are like I said, they are generally pariahs on culture, and they really need to go away. But they won't because they are now making a lot of money, and I said there are still people supporting them. So I guess this is gonna just keep happening until online culture will be only filled with toxic online mob. But hey, at least there's still real life to talk, and people like you to talk in friends group that we can talk about. So at least I'll try to do that. But like I said, sorry, Ona, you want to add something about these chats, about this whole debacle about K-pop Demon Hunters and those double standards I said that they are saying that K-pop Demon Hunters is the thing that we want about girl bosses, but this is exactly what they would complain if this was a Disney project. But wait, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mainly see the chuds complaining how it's destroying Pixar in the box office. Usually when they talk about uh movies, it's usually just, oh, this movie's failing because, oh, look at this box office. Like, they don't actually care about the quality of the shows or movies. They just want to say this failed, this failed, this failed. No, that's all it is to them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like if yeah, especially when you look at something, nothing is ever resolved with these people. You never when they brought up some problems, they never ever follow up on it and never say it was resolved, stuff like that. And honestly, like it's kind of honestly when people start to call me Disney shill because I'm excited for Mandalorian and Grogu or whatever. I like Star Wars sequel trilogy. I'm gonna say, okay, why Disney shill? So what? Like Jelly, I don't know what Disney shill was supposed to mean anymore at this point. Like same with folk, I don't know what these buzzwords, what this scary buzzwords that they gonna not attach to you and you're gonna be destroyed forever. Like if Disney show meaning that that I'm generally judging projects on Disney, and I'm not trying to be negative all the time because it's not healthy to be negative. Trust me, I know I'm ex Chad, and I'm not. I mean ex Chad. I mean ex supporter of Chad, and I know being negative all the time is not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your mental health. It's not healthy for your life. It's not healthy for your experience with fictional media. It accomplishes nothing but just makes you miss out on some interesting and thought-provoking media and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's like I like I said, I'm obviously I'm not thinking that these people are they overuse these buzzwords, that these buzzwords that mean nothing. Because like if people call me Disney show or stuff like that, I was like, what does it even mean anymore? You mean that I love what Star Wars is now? You mean that I enjoy or try to fair criticize the shows that I watched from this series? Because like I don't know what this is supposed to be, an insult or a compliment or whatever. It's like yeah, like it's it's kind of stuff like that. So yeah, but like I said, it's like this like wrapping at this point because I don't know, I don't want to talk about chats. I don't want to this. I don't want this live or this review basically to turn into this kind of debunking chats because there are a lot of channels that are doing this now. I kinda feel feel awesome that in 2022, if you said anything wrong about chats, you be targeted. But now there is a lot of channels, not just from the initiative. I think some people heard about it already, but also there's a lot of channels that not related to debunking just or debunking these child coded and saying that they are just losers and they are just bad faith grifters who don't understand the media, just want to hate on everything, like you said. So I don't want this review to turn into bashing chat, but just wanted because but I said I didn't brought the fire. They brought the fire with them comparing this to Elio and trying to shit on Disney again. Like maybe to close. I'm just saying, remind you, these are grown men, just 50-year-old men with, I believe, midlife crisis that are complaining and shitting about kids and children's media. Just take it in for a moment. Like if someone's saying that you or me are childish, I'm saying, and these people are not childish if they are complaining about freaking Disney princesses movies for a living. So it's like, oh my god, it's like I don't know if it's pathetic. I think it's just kind of sad at this point. But yeah, like to wrapping point, I would really love to see the day where this pariahs on culture would just like go away, and maybe it would not be purified because of it, but I will be better placed because without them. But it's just wishful thinking at this point. I just wanted to point that out because I think it's important to comment. I'm not yet, at least yet, or maybe never, a commentary channel who debunks really bad takes. Or trust me, a lot of times I really wanted to be debunk a lot of really bad takes, not just from chats, but overall from reviews or other essays or whatever. But for now, it's not my kind of channel, and but I think it's important to call it out a lot of times because we didn't call it out in time, and it kind of grew on its own for too long, and now that's why they cultivate this kinds of people and audience. So yeah, but that's, I think we wrap up this sections basically. So yeah, you want to add something more about K-pop Demon Hunters, or we're finishing this live or review, whatever?
What would you give it out of 10?
I think I would give it 10 out of 10. Like, sadly, 9 or 10 out of 10. Because sadly, like I said, this movie was so much fun. I had so much fun with this movie. And like, in terms of comparing other media I watched, I think Arcane is slightly more of my speed because Arcane League of Legends is so good show. It was so written, the best animated show ever made. Like, it won Emmy Award for that. If I think it was. I was like, I can't wait for you to watch the entire Arcane when you get the chance, because now you'll be indoctrinated as just I was indoctrinated. Like, I sound like a member of a cult, and like two of my friends convinced me to watch Arcane, and now I try to convince you to watch Arcane when you have the time to watch it, and I believe you're also gonna love it. But the Cable Neo Hunters is more easy, more lighthearted than Arcane, but it's still wholesome. It's so well written, so awesome to watch. And it's like it was so surprising that the movie called K-pop Demon Hunters turns out to be one of the best movies I've seen this year, one of the best anime movies I've ever seen. It's like, it's so insane that, like I said, insane that the movie called K-pop Demon Hunters turned out to be so awesome and so well and amazingly done. It's like it's insane. Like, to this year is really surprising. Like, first with me watching Arcane for even something, and now with K-pop Demon Hunters being so good. Like, wow, it's like kind of insane. So like 10 out of 10, I think. They're definitely one of the best animation movies I've ever seen. Can't wait for the sequels. And for you, what do you think? What will be out of 10 with this movie? What do you think about this?
It seems like a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, yeah. So like that. So yeah, I think that's it. You want to add something, or we are finishing this live for now?
I think we'll be finishing it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you do outro, or I do the outro here.
I guess I'll do the outro.
Hmm?
So,
Okay.
yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters was a good, solid animated movie, a great musical with great animation, and definitely a more memorable experience for watching an animated movie for sure. So, yeah, you got anything coming up, the Hedgehog Nerd?
Mm, yeah. I think I agree with you fully, and no more to add. I think with that one.
All right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you got anything else to say? Are you good?
Yeah, I think I said everything what I wanted to say. So yeah, so everyone take care here, and subscribe to me and to to Anchorman, to me, and like overall, be positive and be wholesome and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching, whoever watches in the future. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.
Bye everyone.